Hello and welcome to Bradford Cathedral's Children's Space Crafts. Today we're going to make two puppets, a goat and a sheep. They will help us to understand our new Bible story. For your puppets you will need white and buff coloured card, pens, PVA glue, some cotton wool, wooden sticks and scissors. You can start with drawing the outline of your sheep and goat on your card. After that, draw their faces. When you have finished, carefully cut them out. Remember, scissors are sharp and you might ask for help. For the next steps, you will need glue and the cotton wool. Stick the faces of the goat and sheep and the cotton wool on your puppet, just like on the picture. Now leave to dry. Today's Bible story is another parable, a little story about goats and sheep. Imagine being out in the Yorkshire Dales, sitting on the bus or in a car while driving down the lane. There is a shepherd with a huge flock. His sheep are willingly following him. They know the voice of their shepherd very well, just like the shepherd knows they're bleating whenever they yell for help. But this shepherd has also got some goats. They tend to keep a distance from the shepherd and wander off to follow their own mind. They're cheeky things, goats, and, well, they're really stubborn and don't like to do as they're told. When Jesus comes back to earth, the Bible says in the Gospel of Matthew 25, he will be like a king sitting on a glorious throne with his angels and all the nations gathered before him. And he will separate people one from another, just like the shepherd does with the sheep and the goats. He will put the sheep at his right hand and the goats at his left. Jesus knows the people who are standing on his right hand very well, because they believed in him when they couldn't see him and followed him, just like they follow the shepherd's voice. And Jesus will say to all those people, I'm so pleased you're here. Welcome into my Father's kingdom, which has been prepared for you from the very beginning of time. And he will know this because he says, when I was hungry, you gave me food. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. Truly I tell you, just as you did this to the least of those members of my family, you did it to me. Everyone is really important to God, so whenever you help and love others, well, it's as if we're doing it to Jesus. But those people who are standing on his left were simply too busy to listen to God. They didn't believe in Jesus and weren't really bothered about helping and loving others. They said no, just like the goats who follow their own way and get into trouble. Jesus won't recognize them, but he will send them away. Now it's time to make a list of these differences between those who follow Jesus, the sheep, and those who ignore Jesus, the goats. The last step is to draw their legs on the wooden stick and glue them on. And ta-da! Your puppets are ready. Jesus is not just a good shepherd, but also a righteous king who makes the call when it's time for judgment. We are never called to judge one another, because when we do something which is not right, there are consequences. So those people who are like goats will be judged by God, and their punishment will be to be separated from him who loves them so much. Sometimes it's difficult to decide who we should listen to and who we should follow. You might know someone in your school is very popular because of all the things he or she does or say, but those might not be particularly kind or good. They can easily make others do the same things which might get them into trouble. But you need to know a true leader, someone who is a good shepherd, will always encourage you to do the right thing, to love and to help others. We hope that you enjoy making your puppets, and we'd love to see pictures of what you've done, and you can send them to info@bradfordcathedral.org. Thank you for joining us, and God bless.